Every business, whether it's big or small, goes through a continual growth, scale, and optimize stage. Each of these stages are interconnected and form what is known as the business life cycle. Today, I'm going to unpack each stage, identify the unique challenges, and outline the specific leadership focus required to navigate and transition from one stage to another. Let's dive in. I like to think of the life cycle of any business as an Irish Trinity knot. See, Trinity knots are an ancient symbol that consists of three interconnected circles. It's the continuous line interweaving around itself, symbolizing no beginning or end. While the knot has many spiritual meanings, I'm using it here to simplify the interconnected maturity phases that every business goes through. See, every business, whether it's the company itself or the individual business units, practices, and or divisions within the business, they all go through a continuous growth, scale, and optimize stage that repeats itself over and over again. Each stage requires a different leadership focus. See, too many leaders remain stuck simply because they don't recognize the stage they're honestly in, or they attempt to merge all three stages together, which only magnifies their frustration and inability to break through to the next level. Some confuse matters by speaking of growth, scaling, and optimizing the business as if it's the same thing. It's not. Each stage has a uniquely different goal, and as a result, requires a uniquely different leadership focus. Let me explain. Stage 1, growth. Many people consider the first stage to be one of the most challenging. Whether you're a startup or a well-established company, the question in this stage is, how do we grow the business? See, the growth stage is all about building, and it requires leaders to become relentlessly focused on creating while resisting the temptation to think about scaling and optimizing. That'll come later. If you're starting a new practice, as an example, or a service, you have to build it before you can scale it or optimize it. Every business leader says they want to grow the business, but not every business leader has the skills to grow the business. Wanting to grow is not enough. You need a plan. You then need to integrate the team around the plan, and then you need to adapt to changing conditions. A lot of leaders I know just wing it, and then they wonder, it's like, why do they get stuck? Some spend an enormous amount of time creating a plan that the sheer weight of over-engineering the plan inhibits the integration and execution of the plan. Without question, integration is the hardest part. Why? Because the unexpected eventually emerges, and when it does, leaders need to have the ability and skill to adapt to changing conditions. I've seen so many leaders create a plan, begin integrating it, and then get extremely frustrated when things don't go as they initially intended. Here's the truth. Nothing ever goes as planned. The most important skill leaders need at every level is the ability to adapt. See, 90% of the work I do with my clients in my coaching programs is in this area. See, planning in my mind is easy. Integration requires energy, focus, and momentum. The ability to adapt and overcome, in my opinion, is the missing leadership skill. What worked? What didn't? What would you start doing? What would you stop doing? What would you do differently? This cycle never ends. It repeats itself over and over and over again. The most fundamental leadership skill every leader needs is the ability to plan, integrate, and adapt. If you're a C-level executive and you find yourself frustrated with your team's ability to grow, teach them how to plan. Teach them how to integrate their teams. And most importantly, teach them how to adapt. If you want to develop courageous leaders in your business who can efficiently and effectively adapt to whatever challenges emerge, go to clevelfreedom.com and I will show you how to transform your leaders into growth champions so they free up your time to do what you love most, growing the business. Okay, stage 2. Scale. Once you begin to grow the business, the next challenge is to figure out how to scale the business. The focus in this stage is on volume, more clients, more transactions, and/or more locations. It's about cranking up the capacity and the capability. This has to be a deliberate process requiring preparation and leadership. Preparing to take on additional clients, process more transactions, and support more locations. See, leaders in this stage need to focus on extending their reach, having the ability to touch and process more things, enable and serve more people, and guide and champion more change. Growth and scale creates change, and change tends to scare a lot of people. Many times your team is being asked to move faster, and the systems required to handle the additional volume is either not fully in place or not fully functional. This is a common challenge every business faces during the scaling stage. No industry is immune to it. For these reasons and more, strong leadership is essential. No one can scale a company alone. You must develop a strong leadership team to take your organization to the next level. Focus your development efforts on your mid-level leaders because they are the ones on the front lines of change. They are also the ones who are most at risk. Invest in your mid-level leaders before someone else does. See, they need leadership skills, not technical skills, but leadership skills to navigate the ambiguity that emerges when trying to scale the business. The C-level executives who invest in their mid-level leaders establish loyalty. Why? Because those mid-level leaders feel like you care about them and their careers. Scaling a company, a technology practice, or a services organization isn't easy, and it's definitely not a simple process. It requires vision, strategic capacity, and grit. However, the time, energy, and effort is well worth it. Scaling is an opportunity to incrementally reach and impact more people, lower any perceived risk, and make your business more valuable. Okay, let's talk about stage 3, optimize. New challenges are going to begin to emerge as you take on more customers, more transactions, and support more locations. The next leadership challenge becomes, how do we optimize the business? See, the focus in this stage now is on efficiency. It's about optimizing your people, processes, and technology support systems. The questions you got to ask is, how do your leaders know the people in their team are operating at their fullest potential? What tools and processes will enable your team to become bigger, better, faster, and stronger? This stage requires a relentless attention on qualitative KPIs or key performance indicators to make data-driven decisions. What does good look like? How will you make informed staffing and investment decisions? See, data is only half the equation. The other half is in interpreting the data, which in my mind is the most important part. At this stage, your leaders need to learn how to interpret data. What story does the data tell you? What patterns or trends do you see? You can only optimize what you track, measure, and monitor. Using data to make decisions takes the emotion out of the decision. Every leader at every level needs to embrace data. Whether you have a team of 6 or a team of 100, you need to leverage data to optimize and run your business. For many leaders, let's be honest, this is new. This has never been asked. They've never been asked to master this, or if they have, not at the level that is required in today's market. Your job as a C-level executive is to honestly recognize the stage your business is in. Each stage, whether it's a growth stage, a scaling stage, or an optimizing stage, requires a uniquely different goal and, as a result, leadership focus. If you want to develop courageous leaders in your business who can effectively grow, scale, and optimize their team, go to clevelfreedom.com and I will show you how to transform your leaders into growth champions so they free up your time to do what you love most, increasing the value of your business. If you're not at that stage yet, I would love to buy you a copy of my book, Freedom to Experiment. How to ignite a new level of energy, focus, and momentum in yourself and your team. Follow the link in the description and I'll personally sign a copy for you. Okay, if you like what I shared today, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share a comment related to your business, and of course subscribe, because each week I'm sharing content to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. We'll talk to you soon.